Hello, welcome Nordstrom shoppers. We're super excited to be here with each and every one of you for the summer must-have class with none other, Team Tilbury on behalf of Charlotte Tilbury Beauty. My name is Bryn. I'm part of the education team with Charlotte Tilbury. I've been with the brand for just had my 8-year anniversary, believe it or not. And I started my career at Nordstrom with Charlotte Tilbury. I have over 14 years of makeup artistry experience. I'm part of her virtual artist team, worked New York Fashion Week, and also have met Charlotte in person. So I'm so excited to be here on behalf of her to show all the tips and tricks, things that made my life easier, and really just showcase the amazing values that have going on for Nordstrom anniversary sale. But I'm not here alone. I'm with the absolutely stunning, most talented, gorgeous pro artist, Alicia. If you want to go ahead and introduce yourself.
Oh my goodness, what an introduction, Bryn. Thank you. Yes, hello, I'm Alicia Martinez. I am a regional pro artist here at Charlotte Tilbury. And I have had a long career in beauty. I've been a makeup artist for almost 20 years now. And in that time, I've been an educator. I've worked on the floor. And now my job is working with Charlotte and her celebrity clients on red carpets. I work backstage at Fashion Week. I do a lot of things in the Hollywood space. I'm based here in LA. So I'll definitely be sharing some of my tips and tricks that I've learned along the way from Charlotte and from working with a bunch of different people. So I am not a gatekeeper, and neither is Charlotte. So you will learn all the secrets. But honestly, even more than being an educator or a makeup artist, I am a makeup lover. I am a makeup shopper. And that's why I'm so excited to be here with all of you today and to share all of these exclusives. This is going to be such a fun class, and Bryn and I are so excited to spend it with you. We're going to be going over all of Charlotte's must-have for Nordstrom exclusives for the summer must-have. So this is all of Charlotte's favorites, and we will break them down one by one for you. Now, this class is all for you, so we want to hear from you. So please use all the functioning that we have on this online experience. So if you want to chat and let us know how you're feeling, if you love something, if you have a question about something, if you just think that Charlotte is the best, or if you need us to repeat something, please let us know. There's also the Q&A option. So if you have questions, we have people that'll be in the chat to help you, as well as we may answer some live for you. But the biggest thing about this is that this is a shoppable experience. We are going to be sharing our favorites, our must-haves, Charlotte's must-haves, and we don't want you to miss out on those. So there will be links ready for you so that you can get your favorites and before they sell out, because they always do here. But we want to make sure that you get your hands on them first and foremost, and we will be here for you. So, oh, are you ready, Bryn?
Yes, I'm so ready. And just to address the elephant in the room, we are half face for all of you. So we are bare and beautiful, as Charlotte says, beautiful before, beautiful after. So this is the iconic Pillow Talk look that we're going to be taking you through, that none other than the #1 makeup artist herself, Miss Charlotte Tilbury, curated all these gorgeous backstage secrets for all of us to enjoy. And I put in the chat right now, what's your favorite Charlotte Tilbury product? And one thing that I always take away from our amazing founder, for one, she's truly makeup obsessed. I know you mentioned that, Alicia. You're a makeup girly. I'm a makeup girly. I feel like we all are. But she really curated all these products to be easy to use, easy to choose, skincare infused, with her 30 years of knowledge and expertise in the industry, and literally having her hands grace the faces of so many celebrities. And I always say, especially if you're new here, Charlotte's vibe, she's all about that A+ version of yourself. And she's truly about giving everyone the right beauty wardrobe so they can conquer the world. And that's one thing I say for myself. From 24 to 32, she made me more confident, and that's the magic of confidence that we're going to give to all of you. Alicia and I are going to give you all the tricks. So just to dive on in, we do have some exciting news that you have to hang on to the class till the end. If anyone's been with one of our end lives before, you know we love to give away the house at Charlotte. So stay on to the end. We're going to announce one winner that's going to win over $400 worth of gorgeous Charlotte Tilbury products. Who's excited? Put in the chat. Who's manifesting, thinking they're going to win?
I want
Let's get
that.
excited. I know. I'm like, is my name in the hat? I love it. So yes, we're going to go ahead and kick it off for this gorgeous glam. Again, working on the one side of our face to kick it off. I'm curious if you all know that we actually launched in skincare. Charlotte's first product was a product we'll get to in a second, but we started as a skincare company. So of course, how to get a beautiful painting, as Charlotte always says, it starts with a beautiful canvas. So if you know, you know, we're starting off with one of the best sellers, which is Charlotte's Magic Serum Crystal Elixir. And if you're at home, grab your products. Let's do this together, but we're going to start this off. This is Charlotte's Magic Serum Crystal Elixir. I'm just going to drop onto my face here a couple drops, or you can put it onto your hand. You want to use about 4 to 6 drops of this. But Charlotte created this truly about 6 years she took to develop this product. And this is what she calls a superfood serum for the complexion. For immediate results, but also long-term, has gorgeous niacinamide that's going to smooth the pores, helps with texture. And then my favorite ingredient is actually a golden vitamin C, which is different than traditional vitamin C. It's great for myself having sensitive skin. So if anyone's sensitive skin, but really anybody that wants those instant results in a really effective and gentle form. And my skin is coming to you nice and rosy today. I've been traveling quite a bit, and this is one of the most calming, soothing ingredients. And then Alicia, I know you work with so many celebrities and you love this yourself. What's kind of your favorite about this?
Well, already, I think that you can see that my skin is being brought back to life with this product. You can automatically see that glow. But I love that this is almost a thinner product that's going to go in and be a powerhouse. And it leaves almost this tack on the skin to get ready for whatever you're putting on top of it. Honestly, no matter the person that is walking down the runway, walking in a fashion show, getting their makeup done even by Charlotte themselves, this is something that we put on every single person, no matter your skin type, because it benefits everybody. And you saw, I know Bryn said like 3 to 4 drops. I go a little hard. I went like a full dropper. I'm dry, so I need it. And my skin just loves this stuff. You can see how it just brings it. It all of a sudden I'm glowing again, and I definitely was not before this. So I find that I use a good amount of this even in the summertime when my skin is really craving that hydration and all of the beautiful benefits of this product. And so I'm going to keep kind of that glow going. I did see some questions about like our favorite products, our skincare routines. I'm actually going to go in with Cryo Recovery Eye Serum. This is one of those unsung heroes too that we use a lot backstage, and I use on a lot of my clients. I get asked a lot as a makeup artist, how do I keep my concealer from creasing? How do I keep my under eye looking smooth all day long? And this is kind of the first step for me. I go in and I make sure that my under eye is really saturated with this product with a lot of beautiful hydration and caffeine. And then there is this amazing little metal tip that can go in and do some lymphatic drainage for me so I can smooth everything out so that when I go on with my favorite product, which I'll show you later, I'm not going to have to worry about any sort of creasing or movement or it looking different from when I applied it to a little bit further down the line. So you'll see this skincare kind of trifecta is one that not only Bryn and I use, but it goes on everybody because it is the most reliable no matter the situation. If you're just, going to run some errands or you're going to a red carpet, these are going to make your skin look the best it can. Oh
Well, and
my
I want to highlight too, bringing into the tear trough is also very helpful for that lymphatic drainage. Charlotte created this gorgeous tip that almost promotes that lymphatic drainage, like you said. And it literally feels like ice. If I could like reach this through the camera and have you all feel, it is like ice cold. If anyone's experienced this, you know. So it's going to really help turn the under eye bags designer, which we all want. And I started using this back in 2020 when it first launched. And y'all, I don't have to use as much concealer, which you'll see in a little bit, my tips for concealer, but it's truly game changing for under eye wishes. All right, so now we're going to move on to, I was joking, I was like, we need a little of all of our amazing sets for Nordstrom anniversary. We'll go ahead and put in the chat if you've picked up any gorgeous bundles this season for Nordstrom anniversary. But the one that we're super excited to chat about is our Magic Cream and full-size Magic Cream body that is literally like a body treatment. This is $132 value, going for $90, and you get a delicious travel size of Magic Cream. It's our 30 ml with a little luxury travel. If you know, you need a bigger size of travel of Magic Cream. And really, if you're new here, this is something Charlotte never does makeup without. It was truly born out of necessity. I'm gonna go ahead and pop a little bit on my hand here. This was really created to be that immediate skin revival cream that transforms look of skin and makeup instantly. You can see the proof is in the pudding. Truly transforms the look of makeup as well. So this is really something, that gives you that signature Charlotte Tilbury glow, and it's award winning. If you love magic cream, put it in the chat. If you haven't tried it, go ahead and share too. But if you look at Alicia, how she's applying it, talk us through that.
Yeah,
It's really that type of.
I put a good amount on, and typically I'll almost do, if I'm doing my whole face, almost like a walnut size. Like I mentioned, I'm a bit on the dry side, and the beautiful thing about this moisturizer is that it really does plump the skin, but it gives almost a velvety cushion consistency to the skin, so it takes on makeup beautifully. A lot of times I know I was always nervous about using like my highly effective skincare in the daytime. I normally kept that for nighttime. Not with this. I can use something that is going to turn around my skin in 28 seconds, not 28 days. And I can do that and put my beautiful makeup on top of it and not worry about it slip sliding or anything like that. And that's why this trifecta is for every person that we put on. So I'm really just massaging it into my skin, but you can see there's glow, but it's a soft cushion on the skin. It's not super glassy. It's not overly oily looking. It just is a beautiful cushion, almost like a velvet pillow on my skin.
Oh, I love that. Velvet pillow, cushiony, sign me up. And just to speak, as we're getting all to know each other, I have a dry skin type. Alicia, I know you mentioned you're dry as well. I also have very sensitive skin, as you can see, but this is one of the only products I can use when I have a rosacea flare. And this is actually really what made me start working for Charlotte. So truly, if you haven't experienced this is the time. Our body treatment, Alicia, with that gorgeous shoulder out, I feel like you need to demo this.
I
This is
know. I'm like,
truly a
it's asking for
treatment.
it.
Oh my gosh, body treatment, you guys. So this, I even heard someone call it a body lift in a tube. I'm like, yeah, sign me up. Caffeine, has a little shea butter and algactive algae-based technology, which Charlotte is all about algae-based technology that lifts, it smooths, it illuminates, and you get to experience that full size. And also, it's so great, and you probably speak to this, Alicia, but like, it's not the texture. You can put clothes right on top of it. You don't have to feel like you have to wait and be like, oh, I have to wait till this absorbs, because it's not sticky at all, which is gorgeous.
Absolutely. I
Oh,
mean,
look at that glow. Glow from head to toe. We love it. And just to recap, this is $90 for their anniversary set exclusive bundle. So definitely check it out.
gosh, my other shoulder is
All
getting
right.
nervous. I have to put it on there. I can't
Okay.
not have it on this side.
I want to highlight, you don't even have to use that much. This is in a very emollient based cream. So you can see like a little bit goes such a long way. And honestly, you'll feel that hydration for 24 hours. Just so delicious.
Oh,
That's gorgeous.
oh my gosh, I feel like my skin feels incredible. I'm sure that yours does. I mean, it's looking so beautiful and radiant already. But you can tell that my skin has a few secrets that maybe I don't want to tell. So I'm going to get into a little bit of coverage. I think that one of the perfect foundations to pair with a skincare routine is our Beautiful Skin Foundation. This is one that I keep in my kit and I use on myself all the time. This is such a beautiful innovation from Charlotte, and I like to call it my like Goldilocks foundation because it's not too matte, it's not too glowy, it's not too full, it's not too sheer, but Charlotte really does create the most versatile products out there that you don't have to work too hard for or babysit. You can get a lot of different things from it. So you'll notice, like for me, I'm kind of dotting it on here, but I like a little bit more medium to full coverage. I like some makeup on. I'm a more is more kind of a girl. And so I can get that from this foundation. Just so you know, I'm wearing shade 8W. There's a ton of different shades here. So there's something for everybody to get their beautiful match. But you can wear it in so many different ways. I'm just tapping it in with my brush to maintain my coverage. But I'm sure if you were looking for something sheerer, you can get that from this depending on your tool or even your fingers. And you can get it almost all the way to full as well. So you have such versatility. I see like that, the way that it just went onto your
Like,
skin looks like the most beautiful
I'm
creamy
fine.
skin of my whole life, Bryn. What just happened? What color? Like,
This,
how do I
this
get
is my
past
skin.
that? What?
This is my skin. What do you mean? What are you talking about? This is my skin. Uh yeah, okay. So you saw that before and after. I am having a rosacea flare right now, and this is the most dreamy coverage that just melts in. Definitely the magic cream helps. I do like a little bit more coverage, but then some days I just use my fingers and it works more like a tinted moisturizer. But this smooths the pores with that hyaluronic acid. And then even for me with redness or even sensitive skin, has a rose complex that really brightens the skin over time. It's an oil-free, fragrance-free formula that just gives you literally beautiful skin. And you look at gorgeous Alicia there. Oh my God, it's lifted, beautiful. And as reference, I'm 3 Cool. This is the shade that I use, and you can really see, look at that tube. She's almost empty. She almost needs a replenishment, but this has been literally in my makeup bag all summer. And it's a 16-hour wear, which we all need in this heat.
It looks stunning. It is your perfect match. Holy cow. All right.
Love it. Okay.
I kind of buffed that
Doing a
in.
little more coverage.
Yeah, yeah. I'm moving ahead. I'm trucking forward. You saw I got some work to do with I've been out in the sun this summer. So my freckles and my sun spot, whatever you want to call them, they are acting a fool right now. I have a little bit of a melasma mustache happening as well. So I'm gonna go in with the perfect pair to that foundation, the Beautiful Skin Concealer. I'm actually gonna be using 2 different shades, one that is almost my exact shade to kind of correct and conceal. And then I'm going to use a shade to lift as well. Charlotte is the queen of beautiful, lifted, snatched skin. And we start with this concealer. But I know that we were asking about favorite products. This concealer right here, I will get into it in a bit, but I want to know. I see Bryn getting ahead of me too. I'm going to let her talk about it and I'm going to place, and then we can come back to why I love it so much. So
Well, thank you,
what are
Alicia.
you doing,
It's
Bryn?
one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite as well. Truly who I am. I'm a makeup girly, but I also the smoky mirror effect with Charlotte is that we spend hours on our makeup, but really we have like 15 minutes, maybe 30. And I love this for me. I use shade number 3, so it's the actual conceal shade to my foundation. And this just melts in, looks delicious, gives me enough coverage. And I'm doing Charlotte's eye lift technique. So I put a little in the inner corner, a bit on the outer, and you can do a little bit from kind of your outer corner of your mouth to lift upward. That's also a pro tip to really get that sculpted lift contour. It almost creates like a little guideline. Or if you're new to contour, it also really helps, but kind of drawing it up to the ear here. And again, shade number 3. So it's just going to give me a nice concealed effect. And then I actually take a blender brush, little blender here, almost works as like a sponge does. And then I just tap this in. And the more I tap, there's actually a glow peptide that Charlotte infused into this into this concealer that gives you the most radiant, soft focus finish. In addition, though, it's a radiant concealer that's sweat proof and waterproof, which typically I feel like they don't get along. Like that's not really a thing. So I always say, I'm like, it's sleep proof. I fall asleep on the airplane all the time. I wake up, I'm like, oh, glam is still glamming. So I love that. But yeah, I'm just tapping it in. And then the more you swipe, the actually more of the glow pigments will come through. And the more you press in with your finger, if you have a blemish like I do here, I just press in. I actually warm up my fingers a little bit. That's something Charlotte taught me because she actually does a lot of makeup with her hands. And you can get a little bit more coverage. But Alicia, oh my gosh, you took it there. Under eye, bright, glam, snatched, love it. What's going on over there?
It's
What's your
happening.
tips?
I one of my I know I had mentioned prior about like non-creasing under eyes, and a lot of times that comes into question with concealers. You probably noticed that I put concealer kind of all over, and the last place I blended it out is under my eyes. I like to give it a moment to set up a little bit, let some of the moisture evaporate so I'm left with my coverage, and then I have just one layer of really beautiful creamy coverage under my eye, so there's not a ton of stuff happening under my eyes. I'm gonna blend it out with a beauty sponge actually. Like I said, you could use fingers, you could use your brush, you can use a sponge. It's totally up to you. You don't have to, there's not one specific thing or way to use this product, but I will tell you what I love about this as well is you can relayer this. So even if you maybe put it on in the morning and you want to add a bit of coverage later at night, or maybe you were eating and something smudged and you have to go back on top, even if you powdered, you can layer this concealer on top of that and reactivate it without it getting thick or cakey.
Wow.
I was just working on Rita Ora actually, and that woman is absolutely stunning, just a
Ooh,
goddess among us. But her under eyes ate concealer like I've never seen it happen before. And I was able throughout a long day of, from morning to night, be able to reapply under the eye and it looked beautiful and smooth and creamy all day long. And you could see that here. Like, I mean, I didn't just sleep 8 hours, but you wouldn't know that. Look at that. That is just my under eye circles
she's
are
not
my biggest
tired.
insecurity, and where are they? They are gone. I absolutely love this product. It the proof is in the pudding right there. And already you can see, like with both of us, by placing that concealer, there's already some definition when it comes to our facial structure. We're going to amp that up a little bit with some contour, I think. I think now we've put down the base with our complexion, and we're going to go into one of our most viral products, which is our Hollywood wands, but this is a Hollywood contour wand. So I'm going to be using this in shade medium to deep in order to give me a little bit more structure on my face. And the beautiful thing about this product and why I use it on so many different people, there's 2 different shades, so you really have versatility no matter where you fall on the spectrum of tone. This can get as pigmented as you want it to be, or it can be as sheer as you need it to be. So you can really decide how much you want of this product. All you do is you turn it open. So there's a little on switch. You're gonna give it a little squeeze, and then I like to turn it off right then and there so that the product is locked and loaded for me. And then what I do is I just do like 2 dots on my cheek. I do a dot on my forehead. I don't have a ton of room on my forehead. I get underneath this jawline for me, and then a
My dot
little.
doesn't even make it there.
What was the oh, yes, yeah. Yeah, just gonna get it. And what's beautiful is it's gonna blend out so phenomenally easy. You don't have to be a makeup artist to blend this out. You see Bryn's already doing it. She's using a brush. I'm gonna use a denser brush, but you get this beautiful blow. I mean, already look at I feel like it just creamily blended onto Bryn's face. I'm like not even doing my own makeup because I'm so mesmerized by it. I need to get into
No,
this
it
now, but
literally, this is the ultimate, like, if you had to hide the mirror challenge, I feel like you could still be successful in this if you just feel like where your jawline is, where you feel where your cheekbone is. That's really something too I learned with Charlotte is top of the ear, not middle of the ear. So above the cheekbone to lift, as you can see with Alicia, it's definitely tapping like little angel kisses is what we call it, really melting it into the product, into that brush. And I'm using the Magic Complexion brush, which could give you more of a medium coverage. Hollywood Complexion would give you more full coverage. But you can see it's lifted, it's gorgeous. And then I just do a touch to my nose just to give that a little definition. And then my favorite summer hack right now is applying it to the crease of my eye. And I literally just take the same brush and I just tap this in. And that's going to start that youth boosting eye shape that Charlotte's known for. And then again, a really quick, easy hack for like multi-use products, which I'm all about for travel purposes and just being on the go. So if you haven't tried that, it's a gorgeous hack. And our Charlotte says with this formulation, she innovates and never duplicates. And it's truly that oleo gel formulation that just smooths and lifts the complexion. So if you haven't replenished in a while, definitely this is the time. But then also if you haven't tried this, it's incredible. And I'm wearing the shade Fair Medium as reference.
Amazing. It looks stunning. Like you can see, I definitely went for a bit more of a chisel. I used a little bit more, whereas Bryn, it blends in just a little. You still see the beautiful structure of her face, and there's so much versatility. I do know we got a question from one of our viewers. I worry about concealer accentuating lines and wrinkles. How do I avoid this? Like I was saying, having that beautiful eye cream underneath to make sure that everything is plump and smooth, but you want to think about thin layers. So I went in with my eye cream, then 1 layer of concealer. You don't want to put a layer after layer after layer after layer. And then you'll see in just a moment, we'll kind of complete it all out so that you don't have to worry about anything moving. It's stabilized and it's going to be so smooth. Why don't you show us, Bryn, how we're going to stabilize this all over? Because I think that is the cherry on top of the perfect under eye.
Absolutely. And I wonder if our friends could guess in the chat what's the next product that is literally going to solidify this makeup and make it flawless, poreless, airbrush. Yes, it is our airbrush flawless, poreless finish powder. And you can see the belly button is real. It is summertime favorites we're talking about here. And this powder is wearing a crop top and their belly button's showing. So I thought it was okay to bring it out. You can see how much I love this powder. We mentioned both of our skin types are more on the drier side. Again, oily skin can absolutely use this sheer veil of a finishing powder, but this truly was invented when Charlotte would go to do makeup and she'd hate when the powder would take away all the glow we just worked so hard for. So this is truly the powder for people if you don't love powder. And it really is best selling and #1 selling for a reason. And if you check out Alicia's technique, what are you doing over there? What you're using, what brush?
So I am using the powder and sculpt brush, but honestly, I find that This powder, you can use just about anything with it. It is not a powder that you have to worry about. As a dry lady, I get nervous sometimes with powders because I find that they can make my skin look drier, or sometimes they can look heavy on my skin or even show off texture that I didn't know existed. And this is so finely milled, and the ingredients are so creamy and hydrating that it really just does just go and erase any sort of texture. And so I really like to press it into the under eye. You don't need to use much, but the beauty of this powder is that you can't use too much. Even if you were super heavy handed and just went in with a powder puff, it's never going to look heavy. There is truly magic in this formula. This is probably the most used product in my entire makeup kit, but I'm just really pressing it to stabilize that concealer. And then I'm blending it over areas where I want things to just look a little bit more velvety matte. It still has a beautiful skin sheen, but it just goes a slight bit more velvet than everywhere else. And I'm using shade 2. I know I didn't mention that. I got so excited
I
and
know,
jumped
I'm
right
using
into the
one.
technique. I'm shade 2.
One as reference, but they really do stretch, which is gorgeous. And then I do want to highlight the brush. Charlotte's dad, who was actually a painter, inspired this brush to have in her collection because we paint faces. So it's perfect for your powder, perfect for sculpting, highlight. You can even use it for blush, but this is absolutely another must-have with this. They're like peanut butter and jelly. They go together. They love each other. So it definitely gives you that pro application. So if you haven't been trying it with that brush, that's definitely another hidden hack. That's amazing.
For
All
sure.
right, so we got this gorgeous complexion. Now what are we on to?
We're gonna go to my favorite brand. I can't wait. Here's the
I
thing. I
know.
feel like I feel a little bit more like myself now that my complexion has kind of evened out. I feel like I have some shape to my face, but my favorite is to go onto the eyes. And so we're gonna be using the Pillow Talk family. We're gonna be using Pillow Talk luxury palettes. So we have the original Pillow Talk luxury palette, and then I'll be using the Pillow Talk Dreams palette. Both of these are going to kind of span across all eye colors and skin tones. If you're more kind of fair to medium, you may want to go original Pillow Talk, where tan to deep, you can use Pillow Talk Dreams. But the beautiful thing, I'm actually going to zoom you in a little bit so you can get a better viewpoint of what I'm going to be doing on my eyes. But I'm going to be using this palette. And the great thing is that on the back, it kind of gives you the instructions of how to use this. So it lets you know what's the first, second, third, and fourth step. So if you're not sure, you always have your instructions back here. And so I'm just going to follow those because they are going to give me a great option. So I'm going to start with this first shade here, and I'm just going to use a nice blender brush. And I'm going to dust that kind of all over my eye. And one thing you'll notice, Charlotte has always created really beautiful, glamorous looks. But when you look at the eyeshadow looks that she creates, or if you look at our campaigns, they always have this really beautiful kind of sexy sultriness, almost a little feline shape, but the eyes are still very bright and open. They're not closed off. And so these luxury palettes really help to get there. So I have that light shade all over, and then I'm going to go into the second shade right here, and I'm going to throw that with my same brush in the outer corner of my eye in the crease. And then I'm going to kind of bring it up towards my temple a bit. And that's what's going to help to start lift my eye. It's going to do the same lift that we did with that concealer. I'm going to bring it underneath my eye as well and follow that shape. So you really start to make sure that you get that lift that Charlotte is so known for, but that also is just so universally flattering. I'm going to continue to blend. I'm going to add this smoke shade, this third shade here. I'm going to add that on my lash line and maybe a little bit in the outer corner, and just intensify this a bit. But I know that Bryn is using a different palette, so I would love to hear what you've got going on so far, Bryn, because it's looking beautiful.
Thank you so much. So I did a little hold up. I know you're watching both of us, so sometimes it's hard to see, but I'm doing the fair medium palette, the original luxury palette. And I'm creating more of a bigger, brighter eye where Alicia's going more like soft, sultry, sexy sultry, which is totally the vibe. So I love this. So I did the prime shade, which is primer infused. So you can do like the contour wand underneath if you like. You can do concealer and powder too if you feel like you have a really oily lid. But for someone just on the go, this is primer infused. So I did the prime shade and then the enhance shade to do the same technique. And then just to kind of reiterate, what goes up must come down. So now I'm taking the smudge brush and I'm going to take that same enhance shade and pop it on the bottom lash line to really give my eyes balance. If I look straight, you can see that drop shadow. really does make your eyes look bigger, and it really ties into the theme of Charlotte, creating that bigger, brighter eye. And then just kind of taking that same smudge brush, I'm going to go into the smoke shade and dance this on the outer corner of my eye. And if you haven't seen before, we do have the painting by numbers technique. So remember all the directions on the back. And then all of the palettes have a daytime, a dusk, and a disco. So you read it like a clock. So there's 3 looks in one palette. So really that simplifies your routine. I feel as far as thinking of all the colors, these are literally all the best shades you need for 3 different looks, which is great. And so I'm doing more of a, again, a little smoky, so I'm going more dusk, and then we're doing disco. Look at Alicia with those eyes. We're dialing it up to disco. So what do you have going on over there, Alicia?
Yeah,
Looking stunning.
I couldn't even wait. I said I gave you the steps I was doing, and then I immediately jumped into this last shade here. It is, oh, it just is the most stunning, gorgeous molten shade that has an amazing twinkle. You'll see, like, I barely tapped my palette, and look at all this pigment that came. These work so phenomenally well with your fingers. And I just give that a little swipe on my lid, and you get beautiful pigmentation and beautiful sparkle. I find that, this may be a bit disco, but I don't mind being a little disco strolling into 7-Eleven to get a Slurpee. So I find that that just brings everything all together. I may add a little zhuzh a little bit later in our experience, but I mean, look at that. And like the thing about Pillow Talk is that it is like the perfect pinky neutral for any skin tone, but also these eye color, like these eyeshadows play so well with eye color. You see on my eye, these kind of warm pinky neutrals are really pulling out the green in my eye. It's great for blue eyes. It'll make it look super crystal, but also for brown eyes. I know that sometimes people just think like, oh, brown eyes they get the shorter end of the straw or whatever. Not at all. These warm
Not with
shades
this
are going to
palette.
pull out the rich, warm little specks in brown eyes, like the golds and the ambers and even the subtle greens, and really make your eyes look so dynamic. So if you ever aren't sure which direction to go, Pillow Talk is always a beautiful, beautiful option for you. Oh my gosh, that looks so,
Love it.
I mean,
Gorgeous.
it looks so ethereal on yours. I love that we have some smokiness going. We have this really beautiful ethereal eye. I think what we need to do now is kind of ground our eyes. And so we have this
Yes.
beautiful smoke going. I'm going to go ahead and I think both of us are going to take the Hollywood Exaggerized Liner Duo. This gives you a great black on one side and a beautiful champagne on the other. I'm going to stick with just the black today since I'm going kind of smoky. I'm going to rim inside of my eye, and then I'm also going to create a bit of a feline flick, or I'm going to hope that I do, because on camera, that's always a fun trick to do. But this is
Right.
going to make sure that I continue that beautiful feline shape that Charlotte's really known for, because my eyes go a bit round. And so really lining the eye gives that beautiful contrast, and that'll just complement this whole eyeshadow.
I love it. And then for me, typically with liner too, this is a gel consistency. So I like to do like little taps. And then as I'm creating more of a bigger, brighter, softer look, I just take my finger and melt this in. But this formula is by far one of our longest wears. So it's going to really blend out beautifully, even when you smudge it with your hands. But once you smudge it, sets, it literally is not going to go anywhere. And then I'm going to start my little flick. With my eye shape, I want the main character of my makeup to be more of the shadow, less of the liner. But especially with Pillow Talk, you kind of think it's dreamy, ethereal, everything's melted and just looks like your best self. So I'm not going to do heavy on top just with my eye shape, but I'm still going to make sure everything connects. And then everybody has a bottom lash line. And if you've taken one of our technique classes before, or if you watch Charlotte on YouTube, you know. She starts with that little, you can do a little dot, start from the bottom lash line, and you just kick upward. And then I know you have a favorite trick too that we've learned both from Charlotte, but using the magic cream to clean up if you need to,
Yeah.
which we all make mistakes. We're human.
Absolutely. I've been doing makeup for almost 20 years, and still every time that I go to do a feline flick, I'm like, is it going to work today? So I definitely keep my cotton bud nearby with my magic cream. And I know Bryn had mentioned it before, even keeping your sharpener close by so you can make it nice and pointed and make sure that you can get that. I'm feeling pretty good about this. I find that with these liners, you can kind of put down a soft black layer, get your shape, and then once you feel really good about it, you can layer over the top and it doesn't get thick and cracked. It just builds beautifully on itself in a creamy way. But I find that that is just giving me the right amount of structure that I'm looking for when it comes to this smoky eye. It's following the same shape that we created with our shadows. And I am going to just skip ahead because one of my favorites, I know you all asked for our favorites. I cannot live without this mascara. This is the Pillow Talk Push-Up Lashes mascara, and it has just been everything to me. I used to wear false lashes every single day, not even lying. I felt like it took a lot of time to style my lashes in a way that looked the way that I liked. I would have to use multiple mascaras, and it just was this whole thing. And not until I found this mascara did I find something that was quick, got to the point, and gave me exactly what I needed. So I'm going to zoom you in once again so you could see the how great this mascara works. You'll also see with this mascara that there's like a flat side to it and there is the bristled side. The flat side houses a bunch of products. So I'm going to get in and get at the base of my lashes so that I can get a lot of color and product there so it'll look really beautiful and full. Also, it makes it so that I don't have to keep popping into my mascara. I can just dip once and that's enough for me. And so what you can do once you've kind of pressed at the base and literally pushed your lashes up, it'll help to maintain that curl. You can switch to the bristles and bring it through if you want something more feathery, but I said before, I'm a more is more kind of a girl, so I want my volume to last all the way through, root to tip. So I like to even go back and forth on the tips of my lashes to make them look really nice and full all the way through. But already, that's one coat.
Yeah.
I can't
Lash
get over it.
dreams achieved. Check mark, lash goals, made it look so incredible. And I'm the same. This is really probably I haven't switched this mascara because I feel like mascara is one of those things you're like, oh, what's next? What's next? I'm like, no, this is always staying with me. And it is the brush. So that Pro Precision paddle brush that Charlotte created does create that tight lining effect if you guys were able to observe that. So that's why you want to use it flat. And that also removes a step from you going in with your eyeliner to go in and tight line. So this really creates that kind of full lash band effect. And then the polymers in here do give you that push up like effect, hence the name. So you can use a lash curler. I find I don't need to. And then Charlotte being all about treat and transform, there's keratin infused in this mascara that really makes your lashes feel super strong. And then you get that nice rich black that makes your eye whites pop. And then for the bottom, flipping the brush actually vertically, because how many of us have gone like this and then like bink, we hit our nose and then there's a whole mess that we have to clean up. This, if you just do painting strokes bottom, you can see it extends the lash line and gives you that lash extension that we need for the bottom, but it also pulls them straight instead of them like clinging as one and having one full lash, which that's happened before, but it's the little tiny teeth in this wand that make this so incredible. So if you haven't tried this is another one. That's so incredible.
I just
Gorgeous.
feel complete. Honestly, once you put mascara on, I just feel like I can breathe a little easier now. My lashes are taken care of. And that literally took like a minute. That was not the
Right.
case. I've like I tell you, I used to have like a lash routine if I was wearing mascara where I had to like put on a primer, then put on a defining one, then let that dry, then
No,
curl, then
really,
do
what's
this.
the goal? Like, how do you feel?
Yeah, it was a whole thing.
Yeah.
So I'm just so happy that I can get this look with my lashes in under a minute. It is such a phenomenal mascara. If you have not tried it, definitely do.
Alrighty, so we've done skincare, we done low complexion, we did our framework, now eyes, lips, and then we'll save for cheeks for the end, which I know you're excited for that too, Alicia. I
Do
see your
it.
face. But our lip kit, our another amazing bundle, if you haven't seen, is a 3 full-size piece collection of our Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lip kit, which I feel like this is just replenished. If you have Pillow Talk, you know this is the time to re-up. But you get 3 full sizes for $65. Which is a $96 value. Basically, you're buying 2, getting 1 free. And I'm really excited to talk about our airbrush lip blur, which we'll get here in a second. But we have to start it off where it all started. If you weren't aware, Pillow Talk Lip Cheat was the first. I call them family members because they're all our gorgeous family. But it's our Pillow Talk Lip Cheat. It's a 6-hour wear and waterproof. And this was really created to really give that secret Charlotte full sweet heart-shaped lip in a waterproof formula. So we could just, it's hard to talk and do lip liner, I feel. So we'll just pop this on. I think biggest technique is starting from the Cupid's bow and going a little bit underneath. And Alicia, you can feel free to chime in too if you have any tips.
Of course, of course. I will say, just even from working with Charlotte, we were working backstage not that long ago. She has the ability to just look at the proportions of the face and know exactly how, like the smallest millimeter of how you need to move something to make it look so proportionate for the face. And with lips, she really does like to overline kind of in the center. So round out almost in a sweetheart shape at the Cupid's bow. So this gives you that beautiful pout, that beautiful lift without looking artificial. And then as you go along the sides, you kind of just meet your natural lip line. So you meet it to your natural lip line, and then you go into the inner corner. So you almost cheat the corners by tucking it in. And by doing that, you get all of this really beautiful lift in the center of your lip that makes it look really pouty, really juicy, but it doesn't drag the lips down on the side by them being pulled out too far. So this is such a phenomenal lip shape, and it's something that is universally flattering. So overline with Cupid's bow, find your lip line on the sides, and then tuck into your corners, and you will be good to go. And you can see Pillow Talk on both of us. It's a little lighter. I have a bit of a tan, but it still just gives you that your lips, but better kind of a shade. It just gives me some shape and some structure so that I can go on and kind of add whatever I want. And I'm going to be adding the airbrush flawless lip blur in Pillow Talk, which is one of this formula I use all the time. I used it on Rita. I use it on Juliana Margulies. If I need something that's going to last really long and photograph really well, I'll use this product, because if you haven't felt it, it's a matte, but it literally feels like nothing on your lips. Like it goes on. I know that I'm putting it on my lips. I can see it. I can see it in the screen. I'm putting it on, but I do not feel anything. And I get this beautiful, beautiful color right there. Oh, what are you putting on? I need to know. I need, because I feel like these colors look so different on us, but they both look so flattering.
Well, that's the other thing. With any Charlotte Tilbury lip, just try it on. It's like when you see that perfect dress, just put it on. Like you never know how bomb it's going to look if you just put it on. I am using the original, so the Matte Revolution formula. I'm sure this doesn't need much of an introduction, but I really do love it when you're sticking to the look, because really when you think of Charlotte's wardrobe, it's like your skirt, your shirt, your shoes, eyes, lips, cheeks, everything matches, it goes together. And this is truly the perfect lip with this entire makeup. In that bundle, you get all three personalities. So it just depends on your vibe and your feeling. I did take a little bit of concealer. It's another pro tip just to clean up a little bit. I'm also someone that symmetry is always what I'm shooting for. So doing a little bit of concealer does help even that out. And then if you guys saw too with the lip liner, I call it my little insurance policy. I fill in my entire lip with it, so it will last all day. So that's another trick that you guys can do. But since this is our Matte Revolution formula, it feels comfortable. It feels like cashmere. Feels just like you're not wearing anything either. But look at that gorgeous difference. So pretty. I feel like I wear that when I want a little bit more sexy smoltry on my eye. I
Absolutely.
love it.
We do have a question from the audience, and I'll throw this one to you, Bryn. Denise would like to know, how long does it take for you to complete your makeup routine? Because we're rounding the end to this, but how long does it normally take you on a day to day?
Oh my gosh. It's so funny. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the class, I feel like time for me is just like, where is it going? Because I truly probably only spend about 15-20 minutes on a full glam, and mostly my brows take up a lot of that. So that's really what I hope you're taking away from today. Everything should be fast, everything should be easy. I think max time for me now is 30 minutes. I don't, unfortunately, I need to sit down and have that therapy moment because I love that when I spend an hour, but realistically, 20 to 30 minutes for me. And then probably with celebrity clients too, with Alicia, like how much time do you really have? I mean, I feel like backstage is like 5 minutes.
Yeah, I will take any time that you give me. But I think that, like, for me, even just as a makeup lover, I give myself an hour to wake up and be out the door. And whatever happens in that hour is what's happening.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, with celebrities, we can go anywhere from 15 minutes to 4 hours, depending on the look for sure. But one of the biggest things I think that we focus on is the cheeks when it comes to celebrity makeup, especially like for that side angle photo. And you'll notice we did eyes, we did lips, but we haven't added any blush yet. And Charlotte likes to save that for the last, because you kind of see where everything is on the face so that you could really bring the cheeks to the party in a way that looks really cohesive and harmonious with the overall look. And one of my favorite things that is here as an exclusive for Nordstrom is the Glowing Cheek Trio. You get 3 of our most viral and incredible cheek products, which is a $132 value, and you're getting it for $88. Honestly, you've probably seen these on social media. I don't know how we even have enough to have them in kits because they've been so popular.
Yeah.
You're gonna get right. You get a matte beauty blush one in Pillow Talk, which is by far the most popular shade. I don't know the last time that I saw this in stock, so it's definitely a phenomenal shade. And then the Beauty Light one in Pinkgasm, which went crazy on social media, and you'll see in just a minute why. It is such a beautiful blushing highlight. And then you get to round that out with the Hollywood Glow Glide Face Architect highlighter in Pillow Talk Glow, which is I'm even gonna just stop talking because the proof is in the pudding when it comes to this. I like to wear these together. So what I like to do is I like to take my matte beauty blush wand, which is gonna give me a bit more color, and I do 2 dots of that kind of, and you can see it's this beautiful kind of pinky mauve shade that works so well on so many different skin tones. And then I'll take my Pinkgasm, and you'll see this gives you a little bit more frost, almost a little bit more glow. It gives that blushing highlight in that cooler pink tone. And I was talking about this not too long ago. I feel like Sabrina Carpenter's cheeks have really taken over the industry. Everyone wants that beautiful kind of pinky, glowy, full look. And this is the way that you get it. So I'm going to take my Hollywood complexion brush and I'm going to dot this out, and you'll see it just gives the most beautiful, light reflective pink to the cheek. I just got to do it. I got to stop talking about it. What even just happened over there, Bryn? That is looking stunning.
I mean, Pinkgasm. Do I need to say any more? No. It's truly the best shade for a reason. So hopefully, I mean, for a lot of you, if you haven't tried it, this should be a replenishment. But this is really that option too, if you want just your natural warm tone luminous finish. And that's how I like to speak to Charlotte products as well. So that's like warm tone outfits. Then Pillow Talk Matte, you can do like your cool tones with it. So like grays, navies, any of those cool tones. So you can wear them separately, or as that pro tip, do it like Alicia and mix them together. And the technique that I'm showing is more of a watercolor effect. So anybody, if you're like new to blush, or maybe that's not typically where you like to have the main character be, is put a little bit on the back of your hand. I'm still using that magic complexion brush, and then smiling and kind of keeping it nice and high to really lift the face. I think that's another question we get asked. It's like, where do I put my blush? Keep it nice and high and then lightly dance the product in. And this will give it more of that sheer, glowy, effortless look. And then you can even see, like, I've had this on now for a few hours. I can go in directly and tap more. And I've even set with powder. That's the benefit of this product. And why Charlotte says she innovates, never duplicates. You can layer this over powder, and it will actually be more intense. So that's my little hack. I absolutely love these. They're so gorgeous.
It
I'm
looks
wearing the
stunning.
shade pink.
I mean, it looks like it was made for you. And I think that's the beauty of Pinkgasm. It really does. It suits so many different shades. You can put it on just about anybody. That it's like a mixture. I love that you mentioned like the cool and the warm, because it really does go with any look out there. Now, I like this, you could absolutely walk out the door. I think that this cheek is absolutely stunning. But if we are going full like Sabrina Carpenter espresso moment, we need to get a little bit more light. I'm going to zoom you in because this is one of my favorite little tips of the season. Let's just get into this cheek. So I'm going to take the Hollywood Glow Glide Face Architect highlighter. Like I said, this is in Pillow Talk, so it's this beautiful kind of light pinky tone. The formula in this is so smooth and finely milled. You do not have to worry about it showing off any sort of texture. I'm just going to take my brush, and I like to wrap it around my cheek. So I almost kind of go around my cheekbone, and you can see as I look straight on, you get that beautiful glow of highlight, and then it catches the light and lifts all the way up. Oh my gosh, this is going to stabilize and stay all day long. On the red carpet, we do a lot of layering to make sure that things stay, but this is going to give me that beam no matter which way that I look. Absolutely, honestly, I could bathe in this. I even want to like put some on my body, put some, I'm getting jealous of you
Like,
on your eyes. I gotta put some on my eyes.
it's
What
expensive.
else? Yeah,
Like, this is
absolutely.
the most tasteful highlight because it has the integrity of a liquid. Charlotte really nailed it with how smooth this looks. She also has her eye technique where you can add to the inner corner, above the brow. You can do a little bit above the cupid's bow, a little bit on the chin there, but any areas you want to pop, almost like your little accessories, like your bracelets, your jewelries, your earrings, little diamond-like effect, this will absolutely do that for you. And you can see it's another belly button of a pan product for me because I've been dipped in this highlighter. It's absolutely gorgeous. Love it. Okay, so now we get to move on just to finish off this glam. Can anybody guess what we have to do next? What is the final step? Go ahead and put in the chat. And if it's one of your favorite items, please shout from the rooftop. But we have our not one, but two set together of our airbrush flawless finish powder. Charlotte created this to be one of the best setting sprays that can truly make your party or your makeup last all day. As she says, party all night, stay all day. It's a 16-hour wear setting spray that's all treatment infused. So we gotta put this on, give a nice drenching effect. That's one thing when you see our pros do it, you see our celebrities, we're like drenching in this from head to toe. You can even use it as a primer, infused with gorgeous Japanese green tea, organic aloe vera, everything like very hot in this room to calm and soothe the skin. And especially with summertime, you don't want to melt. So this just keeps that glam looking perfected. And then I'm actually going to take a little bit more of powder just to finish this off, just so you can see. And you just melt this in. You make a little love sandwich of both of these. And it just gives you the most fresh, gorgeous, smooth effect to your complexion that's going to last. And so again, 16-hour wear, that is a bundle for 52. It's basically like buy one, get one free. It's a $76 value. You can keep it for yourself, both of them, or you could share to a friend. And holidays are around the corner. I feel like it'll be here before we know it. So definitely another trailblazing bundle for Nordstrom anniversary sale. Alrighty, well, we're reaching the end here. Oh my gosh, how did this go by so fast? Hopefully you're all learning some amazing tips and tricks and having so much fun. We appreciate you all so, so, so much. But we're just gonna round it off. I feel like it's time to pick our three favorite products, which is like, how? How am I supposed to do that? Don't have me do it because I don't like to. I say all of them. They're all coming with me. But if I had to choose, oh my gosh. So starting off with skincare, you guys learned about me. Hopefully we're all friends. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for finding out about Magic Cream. It truly not only changed my skin, but also my life. So that set is incredible with the new Magic Body Cream. Because I feel like something, we're all now knowing about body, glowing from head to toe, and body care is so important. So why not experience this in a gorgeous deal for $90? Get a $126 value. So a super incredible value set. Then going into my second would have to be Beautiful Skin. Ooh, I think I want to say the foundation. That is my favorite. I have to say that. It's literally like I have to have this, especially right now with my skin being not as pleasant to me. So this is that 16-hour wear, buildable coverage, however you want to have it wear. It will wear for you the best way with 30 delicious shades that you can find your beautiful match. And then I have to say the setting spray duo, if you haven't added this to bag already. I don't have to have any other explanation, but it's good to have on deck. You need it. What are your three, Alicia? What do you have
People
to have?
probably saw me panicking. I was like listening to you, but also like, what do I pick? I love it all. Honestly, I'm just looking at this glow on my body and on my cheeks. I'm obsessed with that trio. Of the Beauty Light Wand, the Matte Beauty Blush Wand, and the Face Architect Highlighter. These together, this is the cheek of my dreams. And like I said, I use these all the time in my kit. These are like staples for me. And the fact that you get them for $88 when it would normally be $132, it's it. I love this eye too. I'm not gonna lie. I love our luxury palettes. Pillow Talk Dreams is one of those that I just feel looks so beautiful on the skin, makes all eye colors look dazzling. It is just a star. And like I said, if you're a little more fair, Pillow Talk Original is absolutely stunning. And I think third is this. I'm telling you, this lip is so comfortable right now. The fact that it like just gives me a beautiful, natural, pinky nude. it feels like nothing, and yet I'm getting a matte finish. Like in the summertime, that does not exist. And the way that this wears on the red carpet, the way that it's so reliable for me and my clients, I'm absolutely obsessed with this kit. And for $65, a $95 value, I am all about it. Those, I think those are my
Yes.
favorites. I
Yes.
could probably
This
add
is,
all of them, but I'll stop there. And do you know what
yeah.
my favorite thing of all of this is? Is winning a contest or a sweepstakes. And I think we've got to
Ooh.
that point. I'm sure you all have been waiting. I have been waiting. I feel like the drum roll has just been building this entire time we've been doing makeup. So thank you to everyone who joined this. But I do have the winner of the sweepstakes. So you will be receiving $400 worth of Charlotte Tilbury makeup and skincare, a prize that I would love to have. And so the winner is Debbie F. Debbie F.
Debbie,
Congratulations, Debbie F. We are so
congratulations.
excited for you. We will be reaching, or Nordstrom will be reaching out to you after this to get all of your information and make sure that you get your goodies. But once you get them, please let us know how you're loving them. If you post any pictures, feel free to tag us. Congratulations. We are so excited for you to have it.
Well, thank you, Alicia. And I think that wraps up our summer must-have class. Thank you all again for tuning in. Let's just admire these gorgeous Pillow Talk original look and Pillow Talk Dreams look. Again, I hope you took away some amazing tips and tricks. And really just to solidify this whole experience, remember, Charlotte would not be here without each and every one of you. So thank you from the bottom of our heart. And she's truly about giving everyone the right beauty wardrobe so they can conquer the world and give us the magic of confidence, which we all want to look and feel our best. So hopefully you took that away from this class today. Fall in love with some of these amazing products, amazing sets. Click to add buy now. There's actually special gift with purchases happening on Nordstrom.com. And then any of your local Charlotte Tilbury counters, book an appointment. I'm in Seattle. You might see me here. Alicia's in LA, but please come see us. And thank you, everybody. Come see us again. Bye.
Bye.
Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you, everybody.